Welcome back to the Charismatic Voice. Many of you have been recommending Kate Bush since before she was trending, and now we're getting endless requests to analyze her voice. So, today we're going to take a look at the song that boosted her fame, which was featured on a very, very touching scene in the recent season of Stranger Things. It's called Running Up That Hill. Let's get to it. I love the way that this instantly feels so 80s, right? I think that has to do with the synthesizer, also with the beat choice. I know that Kate Bush was remarked upon especially for using some unique synthesizers. I think there's a unique one, especially for this album and the one before. And I think that's really cool to find out about her because she was doing production much earlier than a lot of artists and definitely earlier than a lot of female artists, which is, yeah, pretty remarkable. Her voice has got like a certain lightness. She's got a lot more head voice in it than a lot of pop artists use today. It's really cool. And I hear her really working her way through words in just a very lovely way. I'm going to go back to the beginning. This dance is beautiful. I love the way that dance can express so much emotion. The way that there was a lot of cupping around the head, and both the movement that she did and then a movement that he did, I think expressed that inner struggle. And that definitely works with the most recent season of Stranger Things, which was very focused on mental health and how past demons can take control of your subconscious mind. And here at the Charismatic Voice, we're all about nursing our brains with great music. But from personal experience, I also strongly believe in doing therapy to help just take care of yourself, which is why we agreed to partner with BetterHelp to sponsor today's video. If you are feeling anxious or depressed or stressed or just overwhelmed, BetterHelp, spelled H-E-L-P, BetterHelp, can help you. They offer direct access to a wide network of licensed therapists who are trained to listen to and help you. And you can talk to your therapist at any time in a private conversation online. There are more than 20,000 therapists in their network, which I think is amazing because you can get access to someone who's much better suited to your needs than you would be able to find locally. You just fill out a questionnaire that assesses those needs, and you'll be matched with a therapist in less than 48 hours. At one point when I was looking for a therapist in Los Angeles, it took me over a year to get matched, and BetterHelp will do it in less than 48 hours. That's incredible. Once you're matched, you can schedule secure video and phone sessions, plus you can message at any time and everything is totally confidential. Plus, if you'd like to, you can change therapists at any time at no additional charge. I know that when I did therapy, it not only helped me to dig out of a hole, but it also gave me tools and mental skills so that the next time I didn't dig myself into as deep of a hole. And additionally, I was better equipped to handle curveballs that life threw at me. Over 3 million people have taken advantage of BetterHelp to take charge of their mental health. So why not give it a try? To get started, you can visit betterhelp.com/charismatic voice to receive 10% off of your first month. I'll be putting that link in the description as well. Please take care of your mental health. It is super, super important. Now, let's get back to nursing our brains with some great music. I'm going to go back just a little bit. And make a deal with God, and I get him to swap our places. Be running up that road, be running up that hill, be running up that building. See if I I really like the control of vibrato she had in this last section. There was these long notes in there that held with just, it was very straight at first, and then there was like a teeny bit of vibrato the next time. Beautiful. I'm also loving how when she goes down into the lower voice, she adds like a darker timbre to the sound. It's not very common that you hear sort of a blossoming of the voice in the lower part like I'm hearing. It almost gets more velvety in the texture up there, but the upper voice has a leanness to it. So it's just a very, very unique coloring that I'm hearing throughout. Let's go back just a little bit. That's a perfect example. Running up that hill. It almost sounds like she has a thinner, leaner tube in the vocal tract. I'm running up that. And then on the hill, it sounds like she spreads that tube open a little bit more to get that thicker sound. Back. There. One more time. This dance is so beautiful. I'm really touched that it's actually her doing the dance. Her and Michael something, starts with an H. A lot of artists aren't this good at dancing, and she's just a really beautiful dancer. You can feel that this song is definitely about a relationship and the inner struggles. She's just beautiful. You don't wanna hurt me, but see how deep the bullet lies. Unaware and tearing you asunder. Oh, there is thunder in our hearts. Is there so much heat for the ones we love? Oh, tell me we both matter, don't we? I'm trying to figure out her voice and trying to figure out some of the changes and that sort of leanness on top and the thickness that I heard in some of those lower notes. I think that might be her shifting registers at times. So the higher stuff is definitely in her head voice. And sometimes people train that head voice to be really lean and more laser-like. But I hear so much loft in her head voice that it almost sounds a little classical, but it has that leanness at the same time. So it feels almost a little perplexing to me when I have trained more head voice, especially operatically. There's more billowing, right? We're looking for a lot more power. But when you're training a head voice to be going through a microphone or to record, it can be better to train it with more of that leanness because you'll often get a little more clarity in the sound. And it's just, yeah, it's got a lot of beauty and clarity in the diction up there, which is rare when you get up high in the head voice, especially when you start to get above the staff. A lot of clarity can be lost in the diction. It's necessary to drop the mouth, but she's keeping it super, super clear. And then when she drops into those areas that sort of bloom out, I think she might be doing a chest voice shift, but it's really cool how she's bringing the two together and sort of overlapping some of those timbres. Okay, I'm gonna go back just a little more. Oh, I should have mentioned, I really love the way that we had that entrance of additional vocal layers. So, I'm in a total vocal nerd moment here. I think that she prefers something called closed vowels in her head voice. Closed vowels are just when the mouth is more closed. So E and U are considered closed vowels. You'll notice that my mouth just stays a little more closed. Ah is an open vowel. That's really, really open. Ah, right? My mouth is very open for that vowel. Even her O's, which the beginning of O, like if it's a more open O, you can have the beginning of the mouth more open. O actually has a couple different vowels in it. So like an open O and a closed O. O. It's a diphthong, by the way, for those of you who get very excited about that word. O. You can hear when she goes to that vowel, she tends to lean towards the more closed portion of it. And when she's chosen things to play with in her head voice, she's often choosing those closed vowels. So ye, yo is a good point. And I hear playing on me's. She'll riff on a couple of different words. And when she goes up, if she's going to lean a vowel in a direction, maybe like shade it towards another vowel, it'll often go towards a more closed version of that vowel. As a singer, that's important to know because we have different vowels that we just prefer. It has to do with our genetic makeup. So if you know that you prefer closed vowels or open vowels, maybe you know that you love an ah on a high note, you might just kind of tilt a bunch of the pronunciation to be closer to an ah vowel. Or you might say, oh, if I'm going to do a riff, do an extra run here, I'm going to do it on an ah vowel. Or if you like closed vowels, you might do it on e or an oo. Go back a little bit. It's really fun to hear her make those shifts. It's you and me. See, playing on an E vowel. It's you and me. You won't be unhappy. If only could, I'd make a deal with God. And I'd get him to swap our places. Be running on that road. Whoa, whoa. I love the idea of having like another image of yourself coming out of yourself in a video. I have often played in my own music videos with having sort of ghost images like this, which you can find those on our channel. And lots of times when there's a ghost in that music video, I feel like it often can represent like another aspect of yourself. Maybe it's that inner struggle again, which I'm seeing a lot of that theme here in this video. Or it also can be like moving into a dreamland. Anyhow, that's a really cool effect. God, and I get to swap our places. Be running on that road, be running on that hill, be running on that building. See if only could, Notice, okay, so that again, let's talk about that closed vowel preference. So if I only could, is going to be more open, right? As she is playing around with it, she moves into an ooh. You hear that shift. Could, oh. Definite preference for closed vowels. It's such a beautiful dance. I want to mention also that preference for closed or open vowels. There is not a right or a wrong. It is just something to know about yourself so that you can be a better singer. One of the other things I'm liking about her voice is when she gets that more thickness in the bottom, which I can hear especially right now in some of these lower harmonies. I like that it actually builds the voice. So she's kind of got almost like a pyramid type of tone structure where she has got more thickness in the bottom, but when she comes up to the top, I think a lot of current pop artists, female ones especially, they'll go into an airiness in the head voice that kind of goes like that at the top. And it's just, it feels light and fluffy. Her bottom voice has got a thickness to it that doesn't necessarily feel super airy and fluffy. It just feels thicker and more dense in a lot of ways. But when she goes up, she doesn't necessarily lose density. It just gains focus, and she gets that, again, that lean focus on top. It is very nice to hear this sort of continuity throughout her voice, and a very steady sort of triangle that goes up to the top. Come on, angel, come on, darling, let's exchange the experience. Such a cool room. Such a cool synth. Whoa. The backing vocals in this section are insane. It just sounds like there's different voices going on in the head. It's so, it's mental. It's, whoa. That's extremely creative backing vocals. When they quiet, it's just for that little time. That's so insane. You just drop it in that little spot. Maybe it happened earlier and I didn't quite catch it. And then she goes back to normal. That is just so creative and different, and it gives such an entire image and feeling to the song. Oh, I love it. Whoa! It like sounds like someone's trying to get out. By the way, this song broke a bunch of records recently. I think it was One of the records was that I believe it had been 44 years. I might be getting these numbers wrong, but I believe it was 44 years since Kate Bush had a #1 on the UK charts. And then additionally, I believe that it was 37 years since the song was released for it to get to #1 was another big record. And then there was also a record that had to do with her being an older female now with a #1 hit. I just think all of those records are really awesome records to hit. Can you imagine having the revived interest in a song like this after so much time? I know that that was partly due to Winona Ryder, who is a big Kate Bush fan and was apparently wearing shirts of Kate Bush to nudge producers in that direction during the show. It's really, really cool. Wear shirts of your favorite artist to give them a boost, I believe is the moral of that story. No, crack a little more. I love these backings. I wonder if you just improvise these backings. They're so insane and felt, and I hear filters going through them as well, which gives really interesting textures too. They're amazing backings. With no problem. Sounds to me like Porter Robinson production right there. Hey, electronic music, which has really interesting vocal production these days. But she already had it, 40 years ago? Wow. Okay. I'm digging the bow and arrow thing again. I feel like this song was just meant to resurface in Stranger Things. It's got some nice target right there. With no problem. Oh, nice fade. I have such a huge appreciation for any musician, any show, just any person that will openly talk about mental health and support it. And I love that Stranger Things dealt with this so closely. I love that this video and song really talk about understanding the inner workings of a person. And I think it's so important that we all take care of our mental health. Again, that link for BetterHelp is in the video description down below. And if you would like some good 80s music to continue on to, you can check out this playlist over here. I hope to see you somewhere soon.